What's up, everybody? This is Ted Karras with the Cincinnati Bengals and the Cincy Hat, and you're watching Bengals and Brews.
Indeed, you are watching Bengals and Brews. You're right, Ted.
Yes, he is, as always.
We started basically on time. We're trying to decide what we're going to do on the show because position battle is going to take about 30 seconds. So we might have to go to running backs.
Bro.
And speaking of running backs, Dustin Croft here is talking about Nyheim Hines is available. He's a returner. I don't know how much he has left as a running back. I think they're probably set in that room, especially knowing that they Zach Moss is there, P. Ryan's back. They drafted Brooks, and then Chase Brown as the lead back. But yeah, we'll talk some position battles. We'll talk some running backs. We'll talk some different stuff. But how was your 4th of July, Chop?
Yeah, hold on. Let me switch back to that screen there, Dale. I was looking at that tier maker, but my 4th of July was 24 hours of time and a half pay. I worked the entire thing. I have no idea how my 4th of July was. I was at work. I was taking care.
It was working. Yeah.
Yeah, I was working. Money. I'll find out on Thursday about my, Is
that when you get paid?
Yeah, it's when I get paid.
Yeah, so you'll say how good it was if the pay was good.
Exactly.
But yeah, position battles, right guard. I still am a believer in Lucas Patrick. Maybe he was dinged up some during the mini camps and stuff like that. But when training camp starts, I'll be curious to see who's out there more. Even they're talking about running some first team out there with Joe Burrow. Who's out there with Joe Burrow? I think that will tell you everything, whether it's going to be Lucas Patrick or Cody Ford starting. When Joe Burrow starts a preseason game, who is out there starting on that offensive line in front of him? You guys think it'll be Cody Ford, Lucas Patrick, dark horse?
I think it's going to be, if I had to guess, Patrick, it's going to be Patrick. The guards will be Patrick and, Fairchild.
Yes.
Same. So no Cody Ford believers?
I think they're going to keep Cody Ford as that swing tackle in case somebody gets hurt. And then I think it's going to be Lucas Patrick and Dylan Fairchild. I don't know what goes on with Cordell Volson, though.
Well, I think they've been using Rivers swing. I think Cody Ford would know he can play off the. I think he's going to be the swing guard and the swing tackle also. But as Dale has always been pointing out to me about Rivers, they've been using him as swing tackle, haven't they, been, Dale?
That's true.
That's what it sounds like. I don't think he's got any snaps at guard so far.
Isn't Rivers also is he 5th or 6th round pick?
5th rounder.
Yeah, 5th round pick. So they're not looking for him to be any kind of. He's not. Like Cody Ford's going to be the guy, and then Rivers will be behind him.
Yeah, and I think that's fair, Dustin. Like, he's worried about Patrick's knee still, and that's the thing. Like, if he comes into camp and he's not 100% ready to go, then that might give Cody Ford the leg up to be the starter come week 1, I mean, that's just how it is. Injuries happen, and next man up type thing. It's not like he's paid big money. They could go either way with it. And if the knee's bothering him, then yeah, I'd say he has a tough time being the starter. That would be Cody Ford's path to starting. But I think it's one of the two.
Yeah, I agree with that.
And then, I mean, where else is probably corner? And once again, I think that comes down to health. Whether Dax Hill is in there or Josh Newton's in there as the third corner in the slot, I honestly think it comes down to health. I mean, Dax could stay on the outside, but I think DJ Turner and Cam Taylor-Britt might have those spots on lock. What are you guys' thoughts on how corner shakes out?
Corner? Oh, let me switch back to the screen here. I keep looking at that tier maker, trying to find one for us, and I'm failing miserably. But as far as corner goes, I think Dax Hill comes back from his injury sooner or later, and I think he plays well. And I think Cam Taylor-Britt has a better season than last season. I think Josh Newton is on the up, and I think he's going to do great. And I also think DJ Turner is doing good. I think that our corners, I think that they're young, but I feel good about it. Mm-hmm. What's weird, though, is that we're going into a totally different defense. I think, didn't Lou play a lot of zone, and then Al Golden plays a lot of man? Is that correct?
Yeah, I think so. But I think he likes to mix things up a little bit. So there's some flexibility there with what he wants to do. And, I mean, like you said, they're young, but they've got bodies, Josh Newton, I think, can play inside or outside. And it sounds like all the guys were cross-training inside, outside, safety, corner.
Yeah.
So I think that's exciting. You know, you can move guys around and it's not such a vanilla base defense that everybody knows who's lined up where. You can do some different things. So I think it'll be fun. I know Greg will probably be like a veteran.
Just saying, he's out there, wants to keep playing. He says it has to be for the right team. I'm just saying and all that. But, no, they're not going to get a veteran, I don't think, obviously. And you know what? Like I say, it's going to be CTB has to have a bounce back year. Like Jay Morrison said, he's the one that needs to have the biggest breakout year there is right now. And, DJ Turner, let's hope he can get back to where he was. But I still think the cornerback room is a big mystery. I'm still going to stand my ground and say I like the young corners, but I'm still going to stand my ground saying we need a veteran corner.
Yeah, we almost got to see it to believe how good they're going to be in the first place. They are young. We've just got to see what they do. I think preseason give us a glimpse of a little of that too, to see where we're at with those guys. And, maybe they get into preseason game 1 or 2 and they're like, yeah, shit, we need to go sign a veteran. I mean, I wouldn't completely rule that out. I think another position, I don't think it's necessarily up to grabs. I think Demetrius Knight has the inside track to be the starter at the linebacker beyond Logan Wilson. But, they've got Oren Burks, Barrett Carter. They've got some different guys there at linebacker. And, I mean, Demetrius Knight is still not signed. I know a lot of second-round picks are not signed, but that's something to monitor too. Like, what if training camp starts and they don't have Demetrius Knight under contract or Shamar Stewart? Is that going to open the door for an Oren Burks or somebody? I mean, I know that he was out there practicing, but I think once training camp starts, I think the injury waiver stuff isn't there like it is during mini camps and things like that. I could be wrong, but do you see anybody besides Demetrius Knight starting?
No, I don't. But I do think that I think Barrett Carter's going to be playing a big role in this defense too. Although I think that it's going to be, Logan Wilson and Demetrius Knight starting.
Yeah. Like I think Barrett Carter, I think they're trying to use him how they try to use Akeem Davis-Gaither at times. Use him. He can play blitz package. He can play QB spy. I wonder if they're just simply going to try to. I wouldn't be surprised. I know this is crazy to say. It's only one team we're playing twice. I know we're playing twice, but the Ravens. I honestly wonder if he's just going to be like, you're going to be our Lamar Jackson QB spy the entire game. I mean, though he can be used for multiple reasons, but I just think that's what he's going to be used for because of his versatility of blitzing and playing defensive back packages.
Chop, when I looked at one for the running backs, I typed in 2025 running backs in the search engine on TierMaker, and it popped one up that says 25, 26. It had like just a picture with like what team they were on, but it didn't have names. So that could be a little tricky, but we'll have to figure it out who we think it is.
Well, I mean, the ones that I popped up, I popped one up that said, like you said, and I swear to God, it had the practice team on there too. You should have seen all the goddamn running backs.
Yeah, one that I popped up found Chase Brown. I looked at one that was 24, 25 and didn't even have Chase Brown on it. So I was like, we don't want to do that. Because part of the reason we're going to do some of this with the running backs is there's an article that ESPN came out with today. Jeremy Fowler posted it. I guess they surveyed league executives, coaches, and scouts to help rank top 10 players at all the different positions. And this one is running back specifically that came out today. It's one guess on who's number one on the list. I mean, it's not shocking, but what do you guys, who do you think that is? Yeah. Saquon Barkley. Saquon Barkley, number one overall on this list. And it's hard to argue with that. Yeah. And Dustin with the super chat here as I continue to talk about the running backs, but Dustin, $5 super chat. Appreciate it, brother. Rookies literally report in 12 days. Leaves us with 8 business days to get Stewart, Henderson, and Knight signed. Hustle. You're not wrong, man. It's going to be started before you know it. So, it'd be nice to see some of these things getting done because there's nothing worse than training camp starting and none of these guys are under contract or practicing the first couple days or week or whatever. It could just be that's not how you want to start off at all.
No, you didn't.
But back to this running back list. So number 2 is Derrick Henry. Honestly, he's 31. That's the only thing. Is he going to slow down at some point? But he looked damn good last year with Lamar. I don't have an issue with that. Number 3 kind of surprised me. I know he's been really good since he's been there, but it's Jahmyr Gibbs. I mean, he did average 6.4 yards per carry last year, but he's third overall.
Oof.
I mean, I know like McCaffrey was injured and stuff, but damn.
Yeah. We know Houday Joe never liked Jahmyr Gibbs, right?
Yeah, right.
Hey, Houday Joe, I kind of make fun of you a little bit, but hey, you got the best of me, buddy. So Gibbs has been on fire. But is he number 3, though? I mean, I'm not going to bitch, but.
Yeah, he had 20 touchdowns last year. I didn't realize that either. So that's something in here. 20 touchdowns, 6.4 yards per carry. He's super explosive, receiving game, rushing game, home run threat at any time. But it kind of surprised me that had him 3. But yeah, I mean, I definitely feel he's probably up there in that top 5 conversation. I would probably still put McCaffrey. I know he was injured, and maybe that's a big part of it. He's injured a lot. But, man, when McCaffrey plays, he's a game changer for the 49ers.
Yeah.
And then 4 is Bijan Robinson. So another pretty good player. Had over 1,400 yards and 14 touchdowns last year. So it's hard to complain that he's the top 5 back in the NFL. McCaffrey they had at 5. Josh Jacobs at 6, who's now with the Packers. He had a good season. Jonathan Taylor with the Colts. That's another guy who was injured a lot. I don't know if he's that high. James Cook at 8. Number 9 was Joe Mixon. Do we think Joe Mixon's a top 10 running back in the NFL? Because no hate on Joe Mixon. He's good. He had a good season, but
yeah, but he got a crap load of carries. Like, I remember talking with someone about this. If you look at the amount of carries he had per game, it's like, how could he not get 100 yards? But no, he still produced the yards. Look, like I say, I don't know if I have him in my top 10 though. I mean, maybe, but I'm not going to rush and say, hey, he's in my top 10.
Greg hates Joe Mixon.
So he had 94.6 scrimmage yards per game last year. So, I mean, that's good. And then it says he's the only player with at least 1,300 scrimmage yards and 9 touchdowns in each of the last 4 seasons. So consistency, at least, if nothing else, and a guy that you can give a high volume of carries. He can do a little bit as a receiver. He's not overly dynamic there, but it's interesting that he's a top 10. Honestly, a lot of the running backs, it's hard to say who's top 10 and who's not. That's why if we do this tier maker, it's going to be interesting where we put guys, because I think everyone could have a different list. Like Dustin asked, is Bijan, has he met our expectations? Somewhat underwhelming. I mean, stats from last year say not too underwhelming, like pretty damn good, almost 1,500 rushing yards. But the expectations were so high for him. He's so talented. I think partially the reason maybe it feels like he's underperformed is because that team just isn't that good. And their quarterback play and Kirk Cousins wasn't that good. Their defense hasn't been that good. I think it's the whole team making him look a little worse.
Well, I mean, also, I think when you have Gibbs who went behind him, who's just performing so well, I think that kind of hurts Bijan a little bit well. But then again, what if Gibbs was on the Falcons and Bijan went to the Lions? Would that be different?
Yeah. They both have pretty decent lines. Like the Falcons line isn't bad, but obviously the Lions have one of the best, or have had one of the best lines. We'll see. They no more Zeitler this year. Ragnow retired. So I'm curious to see if their line takes a step back. But, I mean, they've got pretty damn good tackles and pretty good overall line play the last several years. Yeah, I agree, Dustin. Bijan has a good line, too. It's hard to complain about either of their lines. Number 10 on this list is Alvin Kamara. He's almost 30, but, yeah, I'd say he's still been a top 10 guy. Like that team, you talk about a team that hasn't been very good, that's regressed overall. The same. And he still produced pretty well last year on a team that he is the centerpiece of it. There's just nobody else hardly, especially when Chris Olave is injured so much. My issue, okay, you don't have Chase Brown in the top 10. We think he's probably a top 10 guy. We're biased, sure, but he was incredible the second half of the year. But then they have a section with honorable mentions outside the top 10, 5 more players. Those players are Bucky Irving, who had a really good rookie season, Aaron Jones with the Vikings, Devin Achane, who is hurt at least half the season every year. Great explosive player, but shit, you can't be hurt that much and be above him. Breece Hall, we know the Jets weren't very good last year, but Breece Hall's been a good running back. James Conner, he's had a really good career. First Pittsburgh, now Arizona. He was tough for Arizona last year. But then they have another section also receiving votes And Chase Brown isn't in this either. It's Kyron Williams, David Montgomery, Brian Robinson Jr., Chuba Hubbard, DeAndre Swift, and Kenneth Walker III. So that list,
seriously,
that list, 21 players on this list that these executives and coaches and everyone, 21 players that are listed that are a part of some of their top 10s. Chase Brown, not one single vote to be in the top 10 from any of these people.
Well,
21 other players receive votes.
Welcome, Dale.
That's a bit much, right?
Yeah, that's ridiculous. I mean, he is at the very, very, very lowest at number 15. I mean, like I think at 12 or 13, that's ridiculous. He's number 21. That's unheard of.
It's all right. I kind of like it, man, because the Bengals always play better when they're disrespected.
That is true.
Yeah,
That's been a fact throughout whatever era you can think of. The Bengals always play better with disrespect. So,
but you know what gets no disrespect?
You're number 21. You want it any better? Get out there and run.
You know what gets no disrespect though? The
What's
Eat
that?
Chop Shop and Midwest Best Barbecue, proud sponsors of this show. Not one bit of disrespect for either of those at all.
No.
facts. And happy birthday, Dalton Stone. He
Yeah.
put a comment at the top there of the show, so that it's his birthday today. So happy birthday, brother.
And by the way, July 3rd, happy birthday, Darth, whose birthday was also on July 3rd. Happy late birthday.
They hate us because they ain't us.
Anus. I know it's
Anus.
pretty good.
Yeah.
Pretty good.
That's pretty good.
But yeah, did you find anything, Chop? Did you find anything worth?
Man, I did, but it's got so many. Look, you want to see?
We'll see if it's that.
It's
I wonder
so
if it's
many.
that one. I don't know if that's the one I found. It. I might be able to find that one again if it's not.
See how many?
Oof.
You looking
Yeah,
at that chick? I heard
the ones wearing the
it
tie.
go woof. You must be looking at that chick on there.
Yeah.
Look
And
at
we'll
it.
have to change
Look
some of
at
these
that. Look.
categories.
Oh, jeez. Ugh.
Change the categories. Look, somebody's already set them to.
No.
Awesome.
I wanna-
average.
I'm putting one in our Bengals and Brews group chat, Chop.
Oh, you are?
Yeah. Let's see if you can do anything with that. Or you want me to send it to you via Twitter or somewhere else?
No, I got it. I'm clicking on it right now.
Oh,
All right.
also make sure you tune in tomorrow. And doesn't the quarterback, Joe Burrow, and the quarterback from Netflix, the Netflix series start tomorrow?
I don't know, but I probably will watch it.
Yeah, but
Yeah,
you know Derek's going to watch it because of Kirk Cousins. Hell, me also for Jared Goff, too.
Yeah, Joe Burrow and a couple mid-ass quarterbacks on that
I'd
show.
probably watch it for Joe Burrow. I know
Yeah.
you'll be watching it for Kirk Cousins and Jared Goff, but I'll be watching it for Joe Burrow.
Yeah, I don't have a ton of energy today, Dustin. I don't. Got up, worked out, went, got some stuff from the grocery store. Yeah, I don't know. Like, maybe I need some crack. I don't like coffee. I don't know that I
Bro,
like
I
crack
work-
either, but
I'm drinking
work in
coffee right
mental
now,
health
Dale. Just try to stay awake.
Seems to me like them folks that come in on meth have a lot of energy.
Yeah.
Like a lot of energy.
yeah.
But I'm
I
drinking
think
out
we're
of-
also just at a point in the offseason where we're so close to actual football coming back. Like you mentioned, 12 days or whatever it is till camp starts. And we're just like, I've got the itch for camp.
Yeah.
Gonna just Greg talking to me about that NCAA football game. So now I had to get that game. So
Oh, you
I'll be
did?
playing some NCAA football.
Oh, you did
Got
now
a show
just get
tonight.
Let me know how that goes.
Yeah, I guess it released today at like noon if for the early. So bought that in a package with Madden so I could get the early access.
I don't have video games.
Yeah.
I don't even
Well, I
play
like
that
that.
Candy Crusher.
Yeah, maybe Chop needs a Four Loko to get him some energy. You're
Hell
right,
yeah.
Chris.
That's a good idea. I have a
Biggest storylines that intrigue you around the NFL before we start this running back list and change the categories a little bit, because we don't need that many categories, I wouldn't imagine. But whatever you guys want to do. What's the biggest storyline around the NFL? I mean, I'll keep one just in the AFC North. Aaron Rodgers, DK Metcalf, the Steelers, right? The drama alone, and how do they perform? How does Mike Tomlin get along with Aaron Rodgers? You know, it seems like it's a Mike Tomlin established culture. Does Aaron Rodgers come in there and get everybody to smoke ayahuasca? Like, what the hell is going on? How long before that turns into a total shit show? I think that's one of the biggest storylines that intrigues me for this season. How about you guys?
TJ Watt. I just like the drama that goes on. How, like, we get all the drama, Trey, everybody criticizing the Bengals, but everybody's just ignoring the whole TJ Watt situation right now, where he wants to get more than Myles Garrett. Are you kidding me? He gets hurt. Like, how many years? When has he ever had a healthy season? When?
Yeah. Terry McLaurin is not happy with his contract either, and he left camp, and those talks don't seem to be progressing either. I saw yesterday. So, yeah, there's a couple guys like that.
That's no good.
Anything exciting for you, Chop, league-wide? Could be any team in the league.
I mean, Dale, what you said, I'm a people watcher, so I'm so ready to watch this shit in Pittsburgh unfold with Mike Tomlin already established a culture, and then Aaron Rodgers come in who is his own culture. I mean, he did it to the Jets. How's it going to play out there in Pittsburgh? I'm trying to think if there's a better team to even watch unfold.
Yeah. And then Bengals related. I mean, to me, it's just got to be Al Golden. What does this defense look like with Al Golden? Like, to just be Bengals specific, most intriguing thing that I'm looking for with the Bengals.
Yeah, like you said, man, it's the offseason and people are reaching for things to talk about on podcast. And on Locked On, they were doing lottery tickets. And the lottery, they're saying, like, who's going to be the lottery ticket you're hoping you can cash in that we hit the lottery with? And on the defense, you can say whatever player you want, but the primary thing that you want to hit on our defense is Al Golden. It's not like the defense took a drastic change as far as the players besides linebacker that are on the field, and plus add TJ Slayton. But Al Golden is the key. Can he come in here, and especially in year one? You know, this offense was ready to go to the Super Bowl last year. Defense under a brand new coordinator, despite whether the fact if he's going to be connecting with these guys better than Lou or not, it's his first year, so that's a big task.
This list ain't bad. Elite, great, good, serviceable. Serviceable and mid are basically the same thing. So you could get rid of maybe mid, just keep serviceable. But I say we just keep the rest of them. Elite, great, good, serviceable, terrible. Probably not a lot of guys going to be in terrible if they're on here. And then rookie. I love that it has a rookie category. Because how many times do we do this and we're like, we don't know what the hell this player is.
Yeah.
So I like that as a rookie category. It looks like the first guy is James Cook for the Buffalo Bills.
Yeah.
He's pretty good. He's been good. I feel like good. I don't feel like he's been great. I know he was on that top 10 list that the NFL put. I know he's wanting a new contract. I mean, I think having Josh Allen certainly doesn't hurt his ability as a running back, but he's good. He's on the fringes of where he could be considered great, but I guess my standard's a little higher for running backs. I'll be curious to look up his yardage here and see how he did. But where would you guys put James Cook while I'm looking that up?
I honestly didn't follow James Cook much, Dale, so I'm just going to go by what you said. I'm just going to say good.
I mean, it's not like he's outstanding. It's not like you hear his name and you're like, oh my God, you know. But at the same time, Buffalo does have him as a running threat. Like you said, Josh Allen, much like Chase Brown, Josh Allen's going to help out the running back when you got a quarterback that's going to be that kind of a threat.
So he did have 16 touchdowns in this is just the regular season. He had 3 more in the postseason, but 16 rushing touchdowns. That's impressive.
That is.
But 1,000 yards.
That's pretty good.
You know what I mean? Like, that's good, but it's not 14 or 1,500 like Bijan. You know what I mean?
Right.
I'm sure Bijan gets more carries, obviously, than James Cook. And I think James Cook is good. 258 receiving yards, another 2 touchdowns there. Really good player. Fringes of great. He's 25 years old, 5'11", 190. I do like if he took a bigger workload. Like he had 207 carries in the regular season. That was 19th most. So he's not carrying like the ball anywhere close to the top 15 guys in the league,
Right.
being at 19.
Yeah.
But putting the ball, I mean, tied for 16 touchdowns, tied for first with 16 touchdowns in the regular season is pretty impressive. And then 3 more in the postseason. So if Jahmyr Gibbs had 20, including postseason, he had 19. So touchdown-wise, he's up there. Great touchdown numbers. But I would say overall, he's good, but he's in the upper level of good. That's where I'm leaving.
Okay. I mean, sounds
I'm
good.
cool with
Sounds good. Sounds upper level good to me.
But if anybody in the chat wanted to make a case for why James Cook should be in the great, feel free to do so. I'm assuming next is Devin A-Chain.
Right. I think that's
the
who it is.
Dolphins. So we're going with whoever we think with the team. So another guy who was on that list, and I don't know. When he plays, he's explosive. But he doesn't always play. So what would you guys think for Devin A-Chain?
Dale, I know you were crazy about him coming out of college, and like you said, man, he's great when he can play. I mean, if he didn't get hurt, you could argue maybe he's a top 3 running back pretty much. But problem is, he can't stay healthy. I don't know if there's a category that says injury prone or anything, but do we put him at we can't really put him at serviceable because he really is serviceable. Do we just stick him in with good right there with Cook?
Yeah. Well, and then you look at the numbers, and numbers, I guess, were better than I thought. He still had 900 rushing yards, but he added another 592 receiving. Almost 600 receiving yards, and he's been injured. So almost 1,000 yards rushing and almost 600 receiving. That's pretty damn good. I don't think I can hate on it. And he was really good the year before.
How many
what were you saying, Greg?
Dale, if you want to put him in great, I'm fine with that.
I don't think you could have him above James Cook. I think, either way.
Is he still going?
Industry said put Snickers ice cream bar in elite. I would agree with that. If Snickers ice cream bar was on this list, it would be in the elite category for sure.
Yeah, but not Butterfinger though. I recently had a Butterfinger ice cream bar. Shit,
yeah, I've never had one.
And I love Butterfinger, man, but the ice cream bar was shit.
I do not like ice cream. I do not like ice cream bars, period. I like ice cream. I like cookies, but not an ice cream bar.
You don't like handheld ice cream.
Have you ever had a Snickers ice cream?
Yes. I like
and
Snickers.
You don't
I just
like
Snickers ice cream.
Wow.
What the fuck?
Wow.
Greg is a communist.
Yeah.
Hey, that's just
I'm calling ice on Greg.
Right.
All right. Yeah, I think we'll just put him with good there.
Hold on, though. How do you like ice cream that much? Like, you literally got a freezer full of ice cream, but you don't like ice cream bars. It's like handheld.
I don't like handheld ice cream. I never have liked it. I don't like how
put it in a bowl, smash it up, and eat it, man. It's good.
I know. But when I was a kid, I hated it. Eating in the car, I hated. But there were like Buster bars from Dairy Queen. I couldn't stand any of that stuff, man.
All right.
I'm sorry.
Okay.
That's each his own. I'll buy you guys each. You guys get all of them. I'll eat it out of a bowl.
You know, as we go through this, I think both of those guys might end up in the great category as we get to some of these other players and looking at how they did. But we'll keep them there for now. Who is that? Ramondre Stevenson, I believe, Patriots.
Yeah. He doesn't have a good line, obviously, but.
That's true. Did not have a good line. Let's see what kind of stats he ended up with for last year. I know not everything's stats, but it's a good resource for running backs, in my opinion. So I know he was injured quite a bit, too. He had 800 yards rushing, just 100 and some receiving. I would say serviceable. I don't think he's terrible. I think he's serviceable. He doesn't excite me. You know what I mean?
Right.
What do you guys think for Ramondre Stevenson?
I got to tell you, my opinion is I got to put I need a category up here like who the fuck is that? Because I don't really follow that guy. I don't know what's going on with him.
Like, I don't really give a fuck about him.
Yeah, the Patriots, man. They got a running back, and they suck, really. They're on the up and come.
Anthony, just so you know, for the record, I let the cake fall out, just so you know. I don't not eat it frozen.
Doesn't make sense. Does not make sense.
Calls that
Anthony.
ass out.
Yeah, I say serviceable. I don't think he's worse than serviceable, you know. I don't think he's terrible. I think he's on the downside of his career. I think he's about to be 28 years old, and I don't know how much tread he's got left on those tires. But I say serviceable for now.
Yeah.
Next up, Brees Hall, I believe.
Yeah.
Is that the Jets?
Yeah.
It sure is.
So as mentioned, a little bit of a down year for him, 876 yards, 5 touchdowns, but he did have another 483 receiving. So he's very good, you know, at doing both. Big play waiting to happen. I thought, honestly, just the whole Aaron Rodgers was a shit show.
Yep.
To me, maybe I'm irrationally higher on Brees Hall, but I would, if I had to pick a running back right now, the way that Devin A-Chain gets injured and James Cook just being a little smaller, and I think Brees Hall's a better two-way threat than James Cook also. Not A-Chain. A-Chain's elite at it. Yeah. But I would probably put Brees Hall in the great category. Either the top of good or the bottom of great is where I think Brees Hall ends up.
I agree with you, man. Brees Hall's been a good back. I feel like his entire career, he's always been a threat you had to plan against.
Yeah, and he's still only 24 years old. So, I feel like he's played a lot of good football and still only 24. Like, if I was going into this season, I would be like, yeah, I would gamble on Brees Hall getting back to 1,200 rushing yards and another 600 receiving this season. I think he could have a big year. Who's that? Oh, is that Derrick Henry?
Yeah.
He's got to go in elite, right? You can't put terrible. Chop's already putting him in terrible just because he's a Baltimore Raven.
Yeah, I'm sorry.
That was a joke, man. Look, I respect this man. I ain't fucking putting Derrick Henry in terrible. The dude is elite.
Yeah, he's elite. There's, huge, man. To be his size and move the way he does, you just don't see running backs his size in general. And he's been this size since like high school, which is the funniest thing ever to watch those highlights. So,
it's the reason they call him King.
Yep. King Henry, you're up there in the elite, buddy. You've definitely earned it your whole career. Next is Chase Brown. Man, I don't think I could put him above Brees Hall. Could he get above Brees Hall? For sure. Could I put him above James Cook, though? I don't think I could put him above James Cook with almost 20 touchdowns last year.
How many yards did Chase Brown have? And remember that for the first, one quarter of the season, he played 50-50 with Zach Moss.
Right.
Well, didn't even play 50-50. He was not getting near the carries Moss was. And
exactly. And then, so his stats all came, in about 3/4 of the games.
But I will say he still had 229 carries, and there's a lot of these guys in the low 200s on their number of carries. You know what I mean? So he still got a pretty decent workload in that second half of the season to where the numbers for the year should be similar to a lot of these guys. And he had 990 yards rushing. So almost 1,000-yard rusher. And we know, like you said, if that would have been a full season that he would have played over Zach Moss, you're probably talking – at minimum 1,300-yard rusher, and that's up near the upper echelon of all the running backs in the entire NFL. He had 7 rushing touchdowns, so that's a good number. And then receiving, he had another 360 yards, so almost 400 yards receiving with another 4 touchdowns doing that.
Hell yeah, I like the way
he's got to be in the good. He's got to be solidly in the good.
I like the way you talk.
There you go.
Come
right
on
where
now.
I think so I'm trying not to be biased here. I honestly think he should probably go in the good.
I think he should go in the good as well. And I would put him below James Cook, but above A-Chain. And I know that A-Chain is maybe more explosive, but his injury, I know Chase Brown got injured at the end of the year, but we're going to call that a one-off. It's because Illinois, he carried the workload there and had a ton of carries at Illinois, Chase Brown did. So he's not a guy that was injured a lot and things like that throughout his career. So getting his leg bent, trying to slide when he could have just scored the damn touchdown, trying to do what the team wanted is the only reason he got injured. I'm putting him above A-Chain just because of the injuries. Is that crazy?
Yeah. Nope. I think that he's on the up and come, man.
Yeah.
I think last year he was forced into the position because of injury, and I think that he's shown at it. I think this year it's going to be a little bit different as far as like the split. I think that he's going to be our back, and that P. Ryan and Moss are going to be backing him up.
Yep.
And I still want him to get a good split. I think you should always want to have 2 or 3 guys getting a decent amount of carries. Keep everybody fresh, especially when you got a guy like Chase Brown that's so explosive. You don't have to give him 20 carries a game, but you want to get him 15. You want to get him 20 total touches. Get him the ball in his hands 5 times as a receiver a game, 5 targets, and 15 rushes. I think that's a good number for him,
Right.
in an ideal world. Is this Jerome Ford? Who the fuck is this?
It's
there's 2 Browns players. It's Jerome Ford and
Ford.
Judkins is next. That's Quinshawn that's next.
Let me look. Hold on, Jerome Ford.
Yeah, that's Jerome Ford. That's directly from ESPN because I'm on
Jerome
ESPN
Ford is
right
the one
now.
that's up right now. Yes.
So he had 565 rushing yards, 3 touchdowns, 225 receiving. Man, it's tough to say he's terrible. Like, he's okay.
No, Dale.
People in Cincy
he's
will
more
love
than
him
okay.
too.
He came out of the best college ever.
Oh, fucking bullshit. Here
He's
we
not
go
from
again.
LSU, Greg.
Or Ohio State. He's
Right.
from Cincinnati.
He's from the best shit school.
It's okay, Dale.
He's from the best shit school who could never possibly win.
I put him
You guys-
below Ramondre Stevenson in the serviceable category. He's not a guy that's going to handle the load and have 1,000-yard seasons. He's never had one. I don't think it's going to start now. It's my opinion. Judkins, I like, but he's a rookie. So you know what category he
rookie.
goes in? Rookie.
Yeah.
Very talented, though.
Yeah.
Ultra talented player. Was fantastic in the national championship game versus Notre Dame. I love Quinshawn. I don't like that he went to the Cleveland Browns, but he's a rookie, and he's going in the rookie category.
Yeah.
Is this Bucky? No, that's a Steelers player. What am I saying?
Yeah, isn't it?
I can't hardly see the logos
It's
either.
No,
Tyler
that's a
Warren,
Steelers
isn't
player.
it?
Yeah, it's Warren, I think. Hold on. Let me look him up.
Warren.
Warren Steelers. Oh, crap me. Yeah, that's Warren.
What's his first name? Why am I
Tyler
blanking on
Warren.
it?
Tyler
Warren's damn tight end, isn't he?
Jalen Warren.
Yeah, I was like, Tyler Warren's a tight end.
Close
Y'all have-
enough.
Y'all had me confused.
There might be cousins.
Whatever. It's Warren, though. Hey, can we put him at terrible because he plays for Pittsburgh?
He had 511 rushing yards last year, 310 receiving. Najee, he split with Najee, but Najee, I don't know, man. Najee only played good against us.
He's serviceable.
But he only had 120 carries. 511 yards on 120 carries isn't bad. 4.3 yards per carry. He's
I think
serviceable.
He's probably good.
Up Dale's
Probably
a
at the
Steeler
top end
fan.
is good, right? I think that's the split kind of skewed things.
Yeah.
I would put the top of serviceable. Like, I don't think he's
Right.
gonna, because I think he's gonna continue to split with Caleb Johnson that they drafted out of Iowa. You know what I mean? I don't think the split will be any different, Chop. Personally, you know what
I
I
don't
mean?
know. I just know that Najee took away carries. I thought Warren was better than Najee.
He's one of those guys you love to have as like that third down back / rotational back. He may never be a 1,000-yard rusher, but he's good. And he makes big plays, catching the ball and running when they really need him and can get the tough yards. 5'8", 215, that's fucking, he's pretty stacked for a dude that's only 5'8". All right, who we got next? Joe Mixon?
Joe Mixon. He's good. Do we put him at good or great? He averaged
I say-
4.1 yards per carry.
Yeah, I say good. Because the 4.1 yards per carry is not like a super high yards per carry number. But it's not bad. And he
No.
didn't
Isn't
have
that
1,000. Go ahead, Chop.
4.1, isn't that exactly what Chase Brown did last year also? I think it might be.
I do not remember exactly. Let me look. He had 4.3. So
4.3.
a little bit better. But yeah, Mixon was over 1,000 yards rushing. It was a high volume of carries, really, but overall pretty damn good. Man, this fucking big ass toad in this fucking garage. Get the fuck out, you fucking fat fuck. The fuck you doing over there? Sorry.
Ribbit.
But anyways, I don't know, man. He's at the. Is he above James Cook?
I feel like he is.
Yeah, I would put him above James Cook.
In the top of good?
Yeah, sure.
Because I don't think he's great. Like, I like Joe Mixon. It's no hate on Joe Mixon. But here, all this shit we were talking about him being in that top 10, and now he's third on our list. Just saying. Above. So maybe Joe Mixon is a top 10 running back. We were wrong. Sorry, Jeremy Fowler. But still, you guys shit on Chase Brown. Yeah. We didn't like that.
Yeah, fuck you.
All right, who's next?
I don't know. I don't know what team that is. I can't tell by the background. So,
is it the Rams? Like, I can't tell either.
I can see. Let me. I got it.
Panthers. I can't tell. I can't tell.
What the hell? Is that a free agent, Logan? I don't know.
Okay, I see the Rams. It's not the Rams.
Okay, just move that one. Move that one on down. Move that one to the bottom.
The hell is that?
You grab that white boy, Christian McCaffrey, from the bottom.
Is that the Raiders? Is that the Raiders, Logan? No.
Where should I put Christian McCaffrey?
I say Christian McCaffrey's above Breece Hall and great, or is he in the because when he plays, he's one of the most dynamic running backs. I mean, I'd probably say elite still.
Yes.
Yeah, I think behind Derrick Henry, but he's still elite, right? I mean, this is the one person with injuries that it's like, fuck it. Because when he's healthy, he's got the 49ers in the Super Bowl. Like, it ain't Brock Purdy. It's Christian McCaffrey that has him there. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
So I got to say elite.
Sorry, I'm still trying to figure out who the fuck that last running back was. I'm trying to figure
it out too. It's got me bothered.
Process of elimination, like I don't know.
Either way, what is this? ETN for the Jags?
Yes.
I feel like he hasn't really lived up to like a first round pick. He's had some good seasons here and there, but he's never been like what he was supposed to be. Like, certainly not. I wouldn't put him as like a top 10 running back. Would you guys?
I mean, in the past, maybe, but not right now.
Yeah, he had 558 rushing yards, 254 receiving. I think he dealt with some injuries, obviously, too, only 150 carries. But the average was 3.7 yards per carry. And you just, you'd never want to be under 4 for a running back, period.
Right.
So I say serviceable, I guess.
Matt says, is that the guy from Dallas, maybe? By the way, that random guy? Let me check.
Oh, he could be. Like, let's look. And I don't see any more Dallas. I don't see any Dallas. It's got to be Dallas.
Yeah. Matt, I think you might have something here, bud. Not DeMarco Murray. Javonte Williams. Let me see here. Nope, definitely not him.
It's Pollard, right?
Pollard went to the Titans.
I mean, maybe they still got him on here for some reason. I don't know.
It's not Miles Sanders. And it's Jaden Blue. Nope. Damn.
Huh.
I don't know. He can stay at the bottom.
Yeah, he's undrafted.
All right, who we got next?
Titans.
No, this could be Pollard. Tony Pollard? Is that who we think it is?
It might be.
It's always fun. I'm trying to figure this out live on the show. Like, who the hell is that?
I didn't know, man. It's the best part of the show trying to figure it out. That's why we got the Brew Crew.
It is. It's Tony Pollard.
All right. So he's at least good, right?
He had over 1,000 yards last year, 4.2 yards per carry, 238 receiving on top of it. I would say low end of good. And he's good with
a lot of carries,
with Tennessee.
Playing with a rookie, right?
Yeah, he had 260 carries, so still under 300. Like Bijan, his numbers were higher, but he had over 300 carries.
Yeah.
I'd say low end of good. And I think so right now he's 28. He could end up in the serviceable category pretty quickly in his career.
That's true. He needs to step it
All
up.
right, who we got next?
Denver.
God, who do they have now?
Bo Nix.
No, because they got rid of Javonte Williams. I know they drafted one. They had the kid from Notre Dame last year, but I don't think it's him. Well, this is a do 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 do. Any idea, Greg, who the hell this is?
Okay, I think I may have found something. Is it Kyron Williams, the last guy right there? Because I don't see the Rams logo anywhere.
Oh, you're still going back
the
to
Rams
that.
logo is 2 up from him, Greg.
Oh,
Yeah.
damn it. Damn it. No,
Anyways.
I'm sorry. It's bugging me.
It's a rookie. It's RJ Harvey.
Harvey? Okay.
Yeah, rookie.
Is that Pacheco?
This is the Raiders. So this is another. Oh yeah, Pacheco. We're Chiefs. I was looking ahead to Genty.
I got to put Pacheco in grade. I got to put him in grade. He's
great.
He's good, but he's done a damn good job, man.
He's done good, especially for a 7th round pick. But I have
Right.
a tough time putting him in great over some of those other guys. And what
Well,
he had
you
last,
put him-
he only had 300 yards. 300 yards last year because he was injured almost all year. Yeah, bottom of good because he's got to have a bounce back year. Stay healthy. Yeah, Genty and rookie, but expected to be great. When you're drafted as high as he was, he's expected to be great, but we can't rank.
You never know, man. Look how many number 1 overall picks quarterbacks have come in the league and failed miserably. I know he's not
Yeah,
a
it's
quarterback,
true.
but still, you never know. Like
That happens with running backs
the
too.
knocks on him were smaller schools, and then we'll see how it plays out.
Who is this? What team?
Chargers.
That's the Chargers, it looks like.
Is that Hampton?
Let me look them up. Hampton Chargers.
Who else that's Najee, isn't it?
Oh yeah, I see the Cowboys. So that guy at the bottom ain't Cowboys because the Cowboys is next.
Yeah, that's true.
That guy might be
Dale,
CFL the next one.
That's Najee Harris.
Okay.
I think Najee's serviceable. You know what I mean? At best, honestly. I mean, for being a number 1 pick, he's closer to terrible than serviceable, in my opinion. But he's played good against the Bengals, so I'll keep him in serviceable basically for that reason alone.
You're right.
All right, who's the Cowboys running back now?
I was just at the Cowboys running backs. I believe that is Sanders. Let me hold on. God damn it!
Or is it Javonte Williams?
It's got
Yeah,
why does
that's
DeMarco Murray keep coming up? It might be
That's
Javonte Williams. Hold on. That's
It
Javonte.
is.
It is.
Yeah, Javonte Williams had 500 yards for the Broncos last year, 346 receiving, almost had as much receiving as rushing, which is kind of crazy. Serviceable. I don't think he's very good. He certainly has not lived up to being drafted as high as he was either.
No.
This looks like the Giants logo. Is that Tracy? Yeah, I think that is Tyrone Tracy right there. Yep, that's Tyrone Tracy down there.
It's Tyrone Tracy.
My guy, Tyrone Tracy, Dale.
Yeah, serviceable. He's not good yet. Like,
Oh,
he was
come
only
on.
a rookie last year. What do you mean? You think he deserves to be above Jalen Warren? What's he done to be above Jalen Warren?
Yeah, but for what he had to work with, all right.
I know it's your
fine.
guy, and serviceable's good for, what was he, a 6th round pick? Like,
Yeah,
getting
6th
in,
round pick.
being serviceable, being a 6th round pick after only your rookie season is a good spot to be. And I mean, he had over 800 rushing yards, so good for him.
Right.
He had a good season
Right.
and
All
became a
right,
featured
all
back. He could push his way into good this year, Greg. He could. If he can expand on that performance from last year, he is close. He's probably getting close to good, but it was only one season. So
I mean, we'll send him a copy
That's
of this
Saquon.
tier maker when we get it done, and they'll give him something to work for.
Well, the next one's a no-brainer.
Exactly.
Let's just put them all the way top of the least. Saquon, I'll just put them all the way at the top.
Rookie.
Yeah, there you go.
elite, top dog, elite.
Top. Who's the
Yeah, no
Washington? Is that
comparison.
Robinson?
This dude got shot.
Yeah.
And came back, man. That's at least.
Brian Robinson the second. I would say serviceable though. Like he's not super explosive, but he's dependable. You know what I mean? He's like Ramondre Stevenson to me. I'd move him higher on the list of serviceable, Chop. Like move him up there by Ramondre, the second guy, the Patriot guy. Move him up there. Yeah, anywhere up in there. I think that's a good spot for him. He's, serviceable, pretty good. All right, who got next? Is that the Bears?
Yep. The Bears.
Oh, also, that last guy is the Colts. Shout out Matt Walker. It's the Colts. It's Jonathan fucking Taylor.
Oh, God.
Well,
of course.
He's not serviceable because he's hurtable.
Yeah.
No, he still had over 1,400 rushing yards last year.
Did he really?
Yeah.
Yeah.
4.7 yards per carry,
Shout out
11
to
rushing
Matt.
touchdowns. Didn't do shit as a receiver, though. So, Jonathan Taylor's great, and he's above Brees Hall.
Yeah, that is definitely Jonathan Taylor. Yep. Yep, he is. JB, my brother-in-law, sorry, buddy. I did not know that was the Colts logo.
Well,
Yeah,
I mean,
we
basically,
should have
because
known
fuck
that.
the Colts. Who gives a shit about the stupid-ass Colts, man?
That's true.
Yeah,
The
well, my
Bengals,
brother's
right?
on.
Yeah, we all
Sure,
know who
that's a
good
Chase
point,
Brown
Chop.
was when we saw him. We're like, boom, that's Chase Brown. That's what matters.
Yep.
All right, next is DeAndre Swift for the Bears. So, was with the Lions for a while. 959 rushing yards last year, only 3.8 yards per carry, so that's not great, but 386 receiving. He's somewhere in the good to serviceable range. I feel like maybe the bottom of good for Swift, but no higher than that.
No. The fact
Know
that
what I
they
mean?
put him
Like-
above Chase Brown, that's an insult.
And Jahmyr Gibbs next.
Bro, come on.
I mean, he's at least in great, right?
I put him in elite, Dale.
I think I would put him below Jonathan Taylor.
Ugh.
But, I mean, you guys can argue against it. Like, he had 1,400
don't know,
yards
Dale.
also rushing, 16 touchdowns. He had 517 receiving. I don't fuck he's going in elite. I'm still putting him behind McCaffrey, though.
There we boy. All right, I'm cool with that.
Choo-choo.
I think that's fair. I think
Yeah.
it's fair to put him in the bottom of the elite. And he was third on that list, but he's going to be at least fourth on ours, so he's down the spot. Because we're having Christian McCaffrey, the love, but the injuries, I understand. But Gibbs is also 5'9", 200 pounds, so it's surprising that he stayed as healthy as he has.
Yeah, right.
And this is his teammate, David
Yep.
Montgomery. I think he's at the bottom of good, right? Like, he's good. Good, tough runner, dependable, short yardage kind of guy. Can break one every now and again. I don't think he's great. I think he's good. All right, what team is that?
Green Bay.
Oh, so that's Josh Jacobs.
Right.
I would say Josh Jacobs probably been great, right? Like, let me see his numbers for last year, but I feel like he had a good season, and he was always pretty good with the Raiders when they didn't always have a lot. What do you think about Josh Jacobs, Greg?
Man, he was solid. I had him on my fantasy football team his first 3 years. He's been solid, but I don't think is he showing any signs of slowing down, do you think?
Apparently not, because he had 6 most yards in the regular season with 1,300, 15 rushing touchdowns, 342 receiving. So
He's definitely great. We put him in I can't put him in a lead anymore. I don't know.
I think great. I think great, and right there beside Jonathan Taylor, I think is perfect spot for him.
That's fair. It's
a good spot for him.
Vikings.
Vikings. So this is going to be Aaron Jones from the Vikings.
Good.
And I do feel like he's lost a step a little bit, but I mean, he's still pretty good. Had over 1,100 rushing yards, 400 receiving. So he had a 1,500-yard season last year. He's somewhere. When I think of him, I think of like Joe Mixon, right? They're dependable. Yeah. They're number one running backs for a team. They're not like the most explosive guys in the world, but they're sturdy. They're physical. They get the tough yards. I would put him at the top of good above Mixon, personally. But they're very close. All right, well, who we got next? Bijan.
Yeah, Bijan.
I think Bijan is right there beside Jahmyr Gibbs. Only both of those guys, only their second year, wasn't it? Was it their second or third years? Either way, second or third years in the league. They're both young, very, very young, and had like over 1,400 rushing yards. And I mean, the sky's the limit for both of those guys. So yeah, they're in the elite category. Panthers probably Chuba Hubbard.
Yeah, Chubb. Yeah,
Chubb. Did you just say Chubb?
Chubb. I thought it was pronounced Chubb. Whatever.
Chuba. I don't know.
I've always
One or the
pronounced
other.
it Chubb.
He had almost 1,200 yards, 1,195, 10 rushing touchdowns, another 170 receiving. So he's not much of a threat out of the backfield, but almost 1,200 rushing yards. He got another contract from him. I say he's somewhere in good.
Yeah.
Low end of good. Like low end of good.
What about great? Dale, you could argue he's great.
Because the Panthers suck so bad?
Yeah.
I say we put him in good, but yeah, having 1,200 yards with the Panthers is like a hell of an accomplishment. So
yeah,
let's see if he can repeat that success.
Right.
He's like a backup kind of guy, and last year he really got a chance to be like the number one featured type of guy. Got the contract extension there with Carolina, so he could end up, really jumping up this list. Alvin Kamara next. He's great to me, and I know he's getting older, and maybe he's not going to be great for much longer. But catching the ball out of the backfield, explosive runner, I say he's great. He's probably above Breece Hall, but who cares? Somewhere in that range. It don't matter, Chop. Is this Bucky Irving?
Well, Dale, I did not like Bucky Irving at all. When I read your draft guide, I was not impressed with him at all, but he surprised me, buddy.
His RAS score was like a 2, and he's small.
Well, his RAS score scared me off. That's what scared me off.
Like, to have bad athleticism and be tiny, it's like, okay. But, yeah, on the field, an absolute dog. So
right.
Only one season, but it was a really good one season. Where would you guys put Bucky Irving? Chop, you got any thoughts on where you put him?
Well, I think Bucky Irving, didn't he like last year, didn't he have like one of the top 5 in the league?
He was 10th in rushing with 1,122 yards.
What was his receiving?
Receiving, he had another 390.
How many touchdowns?
All-purpose, here's another guy. Total amount of touchdowns was 8. They were all rushing.
Huh.
So,
I would say that he's at least at the top of good.
Yeah, like 1,500 all-purpose yards as a rookie. Like, that's damn good, if you add in the receiving.
Yeah.
Yeah, I don't have an issue if we put him up there with Mixon and Aaron Jones, maybe just below Mixon, just because Mixon's done it longer,
Right.
Yeah, I'm cool.
Like, see if he can have that same success this year.
Yeah.
What team is that?
It's James Conner, I think.
That would be
Cardinals.
That's the Cardinals.
Yep. I say Connor's the top of serviceable. Maybe he's good, right? I know I'm hating on him. If you look at stats, he would be in the good category. But he's the guy to me who just finds a way to get yards. It's not like he's the most explosive. I don't know. Maybe I just hate him because he used to be a Stiller.
Yeah, fuck him.
But he had over 1,000 yards last year, but on 236 carries, 4.6 average, pretty good. 400 receiving. Yeah, he's got to go in good, Chop. He's got to go in good. The stats alone, he's got to go in good because he had almost 1,100 rushing and 400 receiving. That's another 1,500 all-purpose yards. You know what I mean?
I'll be damned.
If you do that, I think you've got to be in good.
I mean, I don't disagree.
I like him. He's just not flashy. You know what I mean? He's just like, but good for him to have the long career that he's had. Yeah. Never been like the fastest guy or the most explosive, and he's still had a hell of a career. So Kyron Williams had almost 1,300 rushing yards last year, 7th in the NFL, only 182 receiving. But I feel like Kyron Williams the last 2-3 years has been he's been a top 10 running back in the league. Like, he wasn't on that list as a top 10 guy. I think he's top 10. For me personally, I would put Kyron Williams like right maybe there with Breece Hall and Alvin Kamara at the bottom of great.
All right.
For me, I think he's been awesome for them. Who's this? Seattle? Is that?
Yep.
Yeah.
That don't look like. It doesn't look like Brees Hall, or not Brees Hall. Kenneth
Grant.
Walker.
Yeah, Kenneth Walker the third. Yeah, that's who it is.
That's him. Yep.
Didn't he used to have like longer hair, like?
I guess
I don't
so.
know. Because it just didn't look like him. This is a guy who's also hurt a lot, but yeah, he only had 573 yards last year, 7 touchdowns though, 299 receiving. Man, I feel like he's good, but he's hurt a lot. So bottom of good, I put James Conner over him. Like,
Yeah.
Like that?
No, it's fine. Whatever. He's in the bottom area of good. You know what I mean?
Right.
Yeah.
There you go.
He's got the talent.
Nobody made the
There's
terrible.
no terrible in the league.
Yeah, if you're a start, like these are mostly starters or guys who split carries almost evenly that are on this list. To me, if you're a number 1 running back or a 1A, 1B running back for your team, you're probably not terrible, you know. Tyrone Tracy, maybe I should have put in the terrible category.
No way.
But no, that was interesting. So where does Chase Brown end up for us? 15th. So we have Chase Brown as a top 15 running back, not a top 10. So when you talk about this, you know, I know this was probably, but how many of those guys could you realistically put him over right now? I think he could get top 10. I mean, I think guys like Kamara aren't getting any younger. Joe Mixon isn't getting any younger.
I think that
Aaron Jones isn't getting any younger.
I mean, who would you would take Chase Brown over who ahead of him on our list?
The spot I could see Chase Brown being, honestly, is above Kamara, mainly for age. I mean, like after this season. If I'm trying to predict, like, where does Kamara end, or where does Chase Brown end up by the end of this season? I think he could get up as high as behind like Jonathan Taylor and those guys there. I mean, Brees Hall, he could be in that range, I think. You know, he could be somewhere with Kyron Williams, Brees Hall. Because if he played the whole season at 1,400 yards, it'd be hard to keep him out of the great category. So he's top 15 after basically a half season as a starter. That's a good spot to start.
I think it's also hard for him to get into elite when you got someone like Joe Burrow as your quarterback who's going to air out that ball a lot.
Exactly.
That's fair. They got to be a more balanced offense, though, and this is going to be part of it. So
yeah, when you look at the elite category, every one of those offensives leans heavily on the run.
Yeah, or try to be a little more balanced, for sure.
Yep.
All right, man. Good show, fellas. We filled an hour. We did the rankings. Appreciate y'all tuning in. I'll be back with the show on Wednesday with Newt. We're going to also do running backs, but it'll be college running backs. So we'll be doing college draft prospects for college football season. I have Caden Durham in it from LSU, Chop, because he is only a true sophomore. You get to enjoy him for 2 more seasons, at least, of
that
college
dude
football. But that kid's really good.
He's going to have a lot of mileage going on
really
into the draft, but that dude is for real.
Yeah, he'll be a guy the following year that'll be on a lot of lists, you know, with another good season. You never know season to season, but based on what he did as a true freshman, the kid is definitely going to be very, very good. But yeah, we will do our top 10 running back list on Wednesday with me and my buddy Newt, Green Bay Packers fan. But that'll be all about that. And then we'll be back Friday. I have no fucking idea. But we'll be talking about
today.
Maybe we'll have something cooked up. We don't know.
You never know. Might be talking about some
maybe
defensive end signing finally. No.
Yeah. Hey, Dale, can you give me, I don't know how well you know high school players. Tell me about this kid from Muller that committed to UK. I mean, Muller's right down the street from me. Do you know anything about this kid?
The only thing I know about him that he's been like one of the best players in Ohio, like stat wise and stuff like that. And I think he won Mr. Football, and I know he's really good at baseball. So he dual committed to Kentucky for baseball and football.
Yeah,
so that's pretty impressive alone. So good athlete, good player, put up a ton of passing yards.
Okay,
that's all
I was just curious.
I mean, we've had his athletic director right here on the show.
Yes, we have.
Jay Hayes, right?
Yes, we have.
I believe so, yeah.
Yeah.
No, Jonathan Hayes. Yes.
Jonathan Hayes. Yeah.
One of them.
I
One
would
of the
just
Hayes
use the
brothers.
initial.
But yeah, I appreciate you all. I love you all. Greg was doing
you.
his honky Kong impersonation today, as
Sorry,
Greg
Mr.
said.
Call at
Trying to
5 in
be
the
like
morning,
me.
too, Dale.
Be like me. Huh?
Mr. Call at 5 a.m. I apologize.
When? This morning?
Yeah, you left me a cute little voicemail. You don't remember it? Sounds like you might not remember it, the voicemail.
Well, that must have been from Saturday night and Sunday.
Nah, bro. It was last night.
This morning?
Yeah, it was this morning.
Well, I was asleep.
No, you weren't at fucking let's see. You weren't at it was midnight.
Midnight, 5 a.m. That is two totally different times. Yesterday, 5:09 yesterday. So that's when I was up all night Saturday night. I was up all night till like 8 in the morning.
Damn.
Into Sunday morning. All right, man. Well, appreciate y'all. What I say, call me back.
Yeah, you're the sexiest motherfucker I ever met. Call me back. Fuck.
You never call me back either.
I'm calling you back right now. Ring, ring, motherfucker.
I give you a compliment that you're the sexiest motherfucker ever. I was trying to catch you as you were getting off work.
I know.
And you didn't even call me back.
I fucked it up, man.
And no, I don't remember calling you at 5:09 and leaving that message. Don't remember that at all. Not one bit. I had no clue. So thanks for letting me know. At least I didn't say anything mean.
No.
That's good.
No, you didn't.
All right, man. Appreciate y'all.
Appreciate
you. If you need to see more of me, I will be on Mrs. Our Relevant podcast, draft podcast tonight, talking Oklahoma football prospects with Jim, Owen, and the crew. So
love the Brew Crew.
Appreciate y'all. Love you, Brew Crew. Kisses.